Welcome to the Investor Impact Power Talks with Vinney Chopra, where investors gather to share their insights and strategies in the world of multifamily, real estate, and beyond. Get ready to be inspired and equipped for your next level of success.
Hi friends, this is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey Vinney, what are these over here? You know, I wrote this book a few years back, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon, very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children, and the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My third book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor, go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Printed means digital if you can't afford it, but I would highly recommend for you to get these or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really, educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education. Oh boy, a lot of things are happening in my life. I hope a lot are happening in your life. Good, bad, ugly, everything. Probably good. But let's go ahead and let me share the screen so that I could do that, what we always do here. Publish. This we go. Again, thank you so much for joining. Oh, there we go. Saurabh, he's coming up with a deal also. He was sharing with me. So I'm very excited to look at this very nice deal there in San Francisco. And Daryl is coming in. Very good. Very good. Again, we have already done this many times over. So my attorney was saying, when he just show this and say welcome and all that and go to the next stage right here. It's the same old that we have been using, that it's for entertainment purposes only. This whole teaching sessions and commercial mentoring that I do and Dave does, it's for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. Entertainment is number one. And then please consult your attorney and everything so that you are able to get to see them on my free book if you want it and all that, and abundance mindset and everything. So I'll stop here and let's just welcome everybody here. I think Saurabh right there, brother, good to have you. And Franco, good to have you there in Los Angeles. And Daryl, brother, right here after traveling 4 cities, I think, and feeling good you're back. And Dave is right there, brother Dave in Jacksonville, the nicer part of south of Jacksonville. I forget that island. And Lewis is in Miami. And Saurabh is in San Francisco. And I invited Mark Anderson, my very good friend and partner. I've bought Marina. You might have heard with me in Wisconsin. And he has actually 2 deals that he wanted to share about senior living. So I thought, oh my gosh, that's what we are talking about. So let's just dig into that. But let me go to Dave. Dave, brother, what's happening?
Lots going on, as always. Got a few deals under contract. We've got a piece of land that we're converting to a mobile home park.
Yes.
It's at the Ponce de Leon Springs, which is between Tallahassee and Lake City, Tallahassee and Pensacola. It's like about right in the middle. It's in the middle of, but it's a great spot. We're going to put in an RV park, and I got seller financing, so we're under contract. 2 years, no payments.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Anyway,
Those
so
balloons, I
apparently,
love them.
yeah.
I don't know why they don't blow for me, but somehow your fingers are better than mine. I always try that, but it doesn't work anyway.
So the seller wanted a higher price, and I said, okay, we're not going to be cash flowing on this for 2 years. He agreed we would make no payments for 2 years. Then by then we'll have it stabilized and we'll have RVs there. We're already applying for zoning, and the county seems to be great. They're like, that's a perfect spot for it. That's a project we'll be, once we have everything, then we're probably going to raise some money to put the sites in. But so that's a deal I've got. So got another deal working in Wisconsin. Mark, are you from Wisconsin?
Yeah, Mark,
Yeah.
welcome
I'm
again.
in
That's
Madison.
brother Mark, and look at that. Where are you sitting there? I see all these beautiful paintings in the back.
That's the office. And
Oh,
the
that's
studio.
your office,
Yeah.
right? Your
Yes.
doctor? Yeah, okay. Yes, please share
Yeah.
with us. I know we had some upsets too. It's good to really share everything.
Was some-
Mark went so many times to city council to get these RV pads put in the land we had in the marina right there where the restaurant is. And they approved it, Mark, and then they denied it or something. What happened there? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the marina had 12 vacant acres, and it has 6 that are zoned commercial, 6 that are zoned multifamily residential. The first stage of what we're doing is the commercial zoned land, which is 6 acres that we want to put the RV park on. The town approved it, and the DNR approved it. We had to go through the DNR special because we're within 1,000 feet of the shoreline for the lake. We're right off the marina. And then the county denied it, but not really for any good reason. They had no basis other than saying the neighbors don't want it. And so right now we're waiting. We have an appeal in. Our lawyer essentially said, show us the facts for why it was denied or
I
allow
see.
it. And he thinks it'll be approved. So we're waiting on that. And that would be 6 acres, 30 pads. So not super dense, but we think it'll rent really well. And so we're waiting on that. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And then the
And then
other
tiny
6
homes. I think we're looking in tiny
Yeah,
homes.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to do tiny homes on wheels just because it's different and would be interesting. The city essentially said we've never done that before. They don't know how to zone it or charge for it or anything. So they said we'd have to do cabins on a foundation, but we could do tiny homes. Just it would be on a foundation so they could charge real estate tax on it. But it'd be
Oh.
fine. And yeah, that's just, we could do that. Assuming this gets approved and constructed, we could put those cabins in as fast as we can afford to do.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, and the DNR in Wisconsin requires them to be under 475 square feet, right?
I need to look. There's 2 different ways that they look at it, but they're taxed and certified by the health department differently. And I think it's either 400 or 475 square feet. If it's smaller, it's viewed as more just the cabin and it's going to be cheaper and easier. If it's bigger, obviously they zone it and look at it and health inspect it more like a house. And I think we have to have it sprinklered and everything.
Yeah, it becomes a house, yeah.
Yeah, but there'd be ways to do it. I think financially it's going to make the most sense to stay under that cap.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm from Wisconsin, Mark, if you can't tell.
Oh, but yeah. Is that
You
your
know what
spot?
that is, right?
I've got one.
Yeah, that's my, apparently Mark's an NFL owner as well. We're both
Yes.
NFL owners. That's our stock, that's my Green Bay Packers stock certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from there.
Resale value of 0. It's all
Of
good.
0, yes. But I will say one thing, Mark. When I was old enough to leave Wisconsin, I left. I
Oh,
love to stay. It's just cold.
Yeah.
The winters are really cold. So.
Now,
Well, I
Mark owns
also own a
this
ski hill.
nice
Yeah. So
ski slope too. He owns that. He owns several other and very good practice with his wife and them both. And then I'm very proud to be a partner with him because he's just doing wonders. We are doing rock concerts. We sold out from the over there on the marina. And
What ski resort do you own? Sorry.
it's Tyrol Basin. It's right outside of Madison.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Very
where I
cool.
grew up skiing. So when it went for sale, I had to figure out how to get it.
There you go. So you have to make a lot of snow. That's the other downside is Wisconsin's been cold, but it hasn't had the snow the last.
No, last winter was really bad, but
Mhm.
most winters, the last handful have been good.
Oh,
COVID was very nice to us there. No, there was nothing to do, so everybody went
sure,
skiing.
Yeah.
sure.
Skiing, that's
So
what it-
no,
Yeah, that's been good, and that makes winters survivable.
Yeah.
oh, I was going to say, I don't know how much time you have, Mark. Would you like to share about the senior living? Then I'll come to Saurabh and brother Franco
Yeah,
and
I'd be happy to
everybody.
chat about it. And as I told you earlier, Vinny, I haven't done these before, but I know you love them and talk about them. So I wanted to share it with you and find out what questions to ask. And if anybody's interested in it, it's not something I would even want to take down alone. I'd love to share it with you guys. So,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
think about if it's good or if it's not good, I can go back to the realtor and
Could I
talk to them.
share the screen? Is that okay? You send me a very
Yeah,
nice.
I sent you some info
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, I would love to. So
Yeah.
there we are. And one thing I've really appreciated when I became your partner, you had everything so detailed. And when Bo and I invested with you in the marina, you had everything figured it out, business plan, why you're buying, how it's going to go, everything meticulously.
Yeah, you
You
can plan
guide me.
until the rubber meets the road. So
So,
this one, it's two CBRFs. It's actually one facility that's a single story CBRF and then one that's more of an apartment building. The two of them owned by the same owner.
mm,
This guy had listed one of them, the single story one, for sale about a year and a half ago. It was overpriced at that point. And that one, I talked with the realtor about it, and it seems like a great property. It had some upside, but it was overpriced for what it was making. And the owner decided he hired management for it, and he retired and moved to Phoenix. And
oh,
over the last couple months, it sounds like since December, the manager of one of the facilities actually died, so the owner had to move back and start managing again. Uh, he has a plan in place. He's got 3 interviews scheduled for new managers, hopefully happening this week or next week.
okay.
And so that was one problem. And then this building that you're looking at right now
Oh,
uh,
so this is
was
the wrong one. The one you just
no,
explained is
this
a
one, I
different
think, yeah, the
one.
other one is the one that had the
This
manager
is the
die.
one you just shared? No, this is, I'm just trying to open up
There's a lot of
the,
attachments. The one,
uh,
it says Belleville. The
oh,
Berlin one is
Belgium.
the second issue.
Okay.
That one, yeah, that's just the floor plan though.
Yeah.
It's the next one.
Berlin.
Yeah, do that one.
Oh, this one? This one?
Yeah, I think so.
Berlin. Okay. Oh, there are
Oh, that's
18
the
more attachments, brother.
yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot.
cow.
So no, yeah, so you want to find the one that says Belleville.
Belleville. Okay. Belleville property.
Yeah, that's the one. So
Okay.
the Belleville one is the single story. It's the one that the manager died recently and they're
Oh,
hiring someone new.
oh,
Otherwise, this one's doing really well. It's 14 rooms, 16 beds. So it's
mm,
12 private rooms, 2 semi-private rooms,
mm.
and they have 14 tenants in it right now.
Oh, they are.
It's
Oh, wow.
almost full, but they're doing, I'd have to look at the financials attachment, but it's about 4,000 per patient per room. And so there's room to increase this one about 8,000 top line.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this one's just chugging along. It's in a great location. You can
Mm-hmm.
see on the map, it's mid-residential, backs up to kind
Yeah,
of
it
park
is.
area.
Which I love it. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a short drive outside of Madison, so it's easy to get to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
Beautiful.
driven past it. It's super cute. Uh,
Oh, marvelous. And the
the
other one was the two-story one,
Yeah,
I
so the
think.
other one was new to me. This one wasn't previously listed for sale. Issue with this one was that it was flagged last year by the certification body. They were put on a moratorium. They weren't allowed to admit any new tenants for a period of time until that got resolved. And
Hmm.
it ended up that they went 6 months under that moratorium. That's been
Wow.
lifted. They've passed all their certifications at this point, and they are able to start getting people in again. The interesting thing, I thought, because I don't know these as well, was that
Yeah.
most recently, they've only had 9 of the potential 26 tenants in the unit, and they're breaking even with the 9.
With the 9.
So,
Wow.
yeah,
So
so
the
the
rest are
9 at 9 tenants in June 2024, they had a $4,000 profit. And so there's room to add 16 more patients at,
Oh, wow.
it was about just over 3,000 is their average patient per month there. So,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
$48,000 or so a month additional top line that they could be going for.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
the realtor had said they've had a good August and they expected to be, I'm trying to do the math, but they're up quite a bit for July already. So she
You
said the
know,
August report.
I wanted to mention Ella, who is in Wisconsin and has senior living. I'm looking at with her to
Yeah.
partner on certain things. We looked at 30 units, another one, but I'd love to bring this. She was sick today. I texted her and she says, Vinny, I'm so sorry. I've been sick and I'll try to join, but looks like she's not capable,
Yeah.
not able to.
Well,
So
and you're more than welcome. As I said, I'm not claiming
no
this one
worries,
for
no
myself.
worries.
So
Yeah, no worries.
if anybody wants the attachments, you are welcome to send it to them. I can forward it if they get me their info.
Sure.
Share any of your.
I think we can look at them. It will be difficult if we are all competing ourselves, and the broker says, oh, we got 6
So much
offers.
interest. Yes. Yeah.
And then everybody's trying to beat other person, right?
Oh,
So
let's not do that.
let's underwrite it. I think that'll be the right thing to do. And
Yeah.
then we could go. I know brother Daryl said yes, and we could look into. Carol also is looking at, right, doing something. So we could look at that. Love
Yeah.
to have you join. If you
Yeah, I'd love to find a way to even have a little slice so I can learn from you guys and see what you're
sure,
doing.
yeah.
I've got my hands full with everything else, so I definitely don't want to manage this, but it
Yeah.
seems like a really good opportunity. I think the big thing, as you're looking at the email, the realtor had said, actually, the seller does not want to be managing it anymore. He
Not
wants to
managing.
offload
They
this,
do
so he's
seller
ready to sell it.
financing. That will be something we will look into.
Yeah, I asked her about that, and she said, because essentially she said he'd really like to sell it within 45 days. I don't
Oh,
think it's because there's a problem, just he's done with it. He wants to get it off his hands. He wants to move back to Phoenix. And I was like, from my experience, that's pretty fast for being able
yeah.
to with traditional financing. Is he looking for just someone who's going to come in all cash? He's taken a reduction in the price for what he's asking for it. He's asking, I think it said 2 million total for the 2.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's down quite a bit from what it would have been a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half. And he
Yeah.
tried to sell it or something, you said, right? Oh,
He
no,
tried
he
to
didn't.
sell one of the 2 last year, and I thought it was overpriced. And so now he's dropped it quite a bit. So he
Sure.
wants to close within 45 days, but
Oh, wow.
he'd also said, or she also said, he'd be able to have you run off his license for the first however long and during a
Oh,
transition.
really? Oh,
Be available for questions. And I asked about the seller financing, just given that timeline. And if he is firm on the price, then he's pushing for the timeline. Is he open to financing it? And it wasn't a no, but I think he'd want to. My takeaway from her is he's getting some amount of income right now per month, and he would want to keep some income per month. He's not going to
sure.
finance it at 0% or something.
Yeah. Right.
But whether it's for 3 months or 6 months until you could close on more permanent
That's what
financing.
I'm thinking. SBA loan, like I'm getting my second one in Arizona now, and I'm closing tomorrow. I just wired the money. My loan got approved right away, and I'm sending it for SBA loan,
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem. I know
Yeah, be
Bo.
open to it.
Bo is the one who
Yeah,
is getting
Bo,
me
yeah.
loans on those. Yeah. So no problem. No, thank you again so much. And let me give some more time to Brother Shaurav also. And
Yeah.
also Ankur is back. Hey, Ankur, how are you? Yeah.
Great.
Good to have you.
Well, before I
Yes.
drop off, any other questions or
Any questions?
I
Yeah,
can answer
please.
about this one?
Yes. Hey, Steven, welcome back, brother.
Thanks.
I
Good to
know
be back.
missed you for a few weeks there. Yeah. Any questions anybody has? Yeah.
I have a bunch of questions, but I'll reserve them for later.
Sure,
All right.
sure,
Yeah.
Well, if Vinny sends you the info, obviously feel free to shoot me an email.
Sure.
Vinny can give you my cell phone. I'm attached to it more than I probably should be. So happy to chat, individually or
totally.
Just
group
real
responses,
quick,
whatever's good for you.
I
Sure.
got something, Mark and
Yeah.
Vinny and everybody.
Yeah.
What's the difference between seller finance and a master lease? It seems like this guy wants to do a master lease. He wants some cash flow, but he doesn't want the responsibility.
Yeah.
Why not do a master lease?
No,
And I didn't
master
have
lease
that.
is still
This-
option to buy. I would say you don't
Yeah.
want to do this good business and just master lease, and then he says, you know what, I want to cancel the lease now. Now it's
No,
working.
I don't think that's not how we would write it up. Your master lease, basically, you can't cancel unless you write it this way, unless we don't pay.
I think you lose your depreciation.
That's
I
what I
think,
was gonna say.
Too,
you know,
yeah.
You do lose your
Ownership.
depreciation.
Yeah.
yeah,
but-
Ownership.
Mark is a doctor, so he's probably investing to offset some income, but I know that requires you to be active, Mark. I know that's a different.
I got good depreciation for the marina last year against the active. That
Awesome,
worked for
awesome.
me. This one, I expect if I had any ownership, it'd be passive.
Passive.
So
and-
wouldn't turn it down, but yeah, that's I think that's the issue, Stephen, is the loss of the depreciation. Maybe that's in exchange for him paying the taxes and things still, but yeah. Depending on how you
Oh,
structure
that's
it.
right. Master lease will have, he has to pay insurance and the taxes because he's the owner.
Yeah.
Dave, yeah. And we are
We
paying
still have
them
a
just the
business.
lump sum money, right?
Yeah, we'd still
Yeah,
have a
yeah. In
business.
an option agreement, it would be solid, like Stephen's master lease with an option, which I call a lease purchase agreement.
Yeah,
The lease payments are tax deductible, but you wouldn't have the depreciation. Can't use accelerated depreciation. So there are things you'd give up in a situation. However, if he wants to do seller financing, offer him a low interest only, give him, if he's wanting to exit, everybody's going to be wanting getting his price down, and you might be able to give him a good price, but get the terms to where he can, okay, what type of payment are you looking for? If you can cash flow based around that. Do you know, Mark, if he's got underlying mortgages on these?
The realtor said that he bought one of them 5 years ago, and I think the other one he's owned much longer. So my guess is one has a mortgage and one might not, unless he mortgaged the first one to help pay for the second. But
sure.
it's not highly levered, at least.
Okay.
That's good to know. Because I think what you're right, Dave is right also in the sense, if he's looking for some money, which is coming right now, right? We might make some deal where he could keep on getting that, but then we'll have to float it for until we get a SBA loan. I'm just thinking out loud. And that could be 60 to 90 days, maybe 90 days, actually, even longer. It took us longer for the marina, right?
Oh my
Took us-
gosh.
I know.
I've
it
got so
was-
many more gray hairs. Yeah. Mhm.
I know. Anyway, but no, thank you again. So who should we go to? Should we go to Saurabh? I know. Let's go to multifamily, brother.
Sure.
You
Vinny,
want to
thanks
share?
again.
Mark,
drop
thank
off.
you again. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
coming.
Mark.
Yeah,
take
love
care.
to have you.
Hope to
Thanks
talk to you
for
soon.
liking all my posts and everything. I see Mark is following me there. Thanks, Mark. Yeah.
I was happy to see. All right. You guys take care.
Sure, thank you. Let's see. All right. Let's look into this beautiful property. I like it. The one you sent to me just this week. And you want to share, please? Yeah, thank you. Okay. There we go. I love the corner. It seems like in a nice, please go ahead.
Yeah. So, hey everyone, great to see you after 2 weeks. But this is a deal that came up 2 days ago and the broker sent it out to me. So I was like, this is pretty interesting. It's in a neighborhood which is very good, Russian Hill in San Francisco. So getting in renters in here should not be a problem. And can just give a quick overview. There are 14 units in here, very close to my home itself. And all these units are 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Looks like it is currently not being managed very well because if we see the rent rolls in here, I'll zoom in so everybody can see. The rent rolls show that there are 4 units that are vacant out of 14 and 2 units are occupied by the owner themselves. So that's that. And the rest of the 8 units as we can see, multiple of them are significantly under the market rent. This guy moved in 1990. This person moved in 1994. So these are all rent controlled units where we should have been getting approximately 3,200 is a bit much, to be honest. I would say 2,700 would be more accurate in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
But yeah, instead of getting this, we should definitely be getting a higher rent. And if I were to run some numbers,
Can you show a little bit in the bottom? Looks like they did a good job in the, yeah, look at that. That's the entrance. Entrance coming in. Are there two staircases or one? Do you know?
I think it's just one. I haven't toured the
I
property
see.
yet.
Yes, yes.
But it's going to happen next week. And about the sellers, these guys have inherited the property. They own it free and clear, and they've recently put it up on the market.
I
But
see.
I think a little bit, the price is a bit high on the higher end, and they're also not willing to carry back any seller financing right now and they probably want to just keep it on the market for some time. If they don't get offers, then they'll be more willing to consider seller financing or some creative options. At least that's what the broker said. And yeah, in terms of expenses, these are the expenses, approximately 118K NOI, 238-ish K, but
So
with
is
all
this
that broken.
based on the total 100% occupancy, the NOI, or current? That's what
No,
my question was.
not current at all.
See, so they're trying to say all this brochure, if you miss it, that there are several units which are very low, what's the word?
Rent control.
Then others are vacant. So if you were to do, I was trying to do it on my calculator. So if you just add up what these 655, 785, 1240, and this one, 2,400 is good. Yeah.
It over here.
Oh, you already did it. Yeah. Okay. So 18,000, 18.
So this is what they're currently getting, and I've given them some benefit of doubt as well. We are saying that okay, these two units which the owners are staying right now, let's say even they get rented out at 3,200, even though it is 2,700. Yeah, and then when we add it up, it becomes around 18,000-ish a month.
No, but wait a minute. I would say that they are currently occupying it. It just comes to my mind. I'll put 0 because once they leave, they say delivered vacant. So what you're saying at the day of closing, the day they give you the keys, right, Saurabh, you will not have that rent at all. So you have to treat everything vacant. So there are not 4 vacants, but 6 vacants. That's what I was looking at. Right? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So current income, the day you take over the keys, let's say you do everything, financing, everything, you will get that month possibly 12,086.
And you know what?
12,000 in 1 month. 1 month.
Yes. If they were jerks, and this is the problem with California, the owners, if you don't require them to be out the day before closing, they could stay and squat and you'd be out 2 units.
Oh,
Because you can't evict people in California. It's virtually impossible.
that was my other question. I was trying to Google today. When you sent me this yesterday, I was trying to do perplexity. What are the laws in San Francisco to evict somebody?
Let's put it in perspective. That's $655 rent. That person's been in there since 1990. They're rent control. You can't get them out of there. It would be worth it to buy this. I would raise money. I'd say, look, I'll give you $20,000 to move because you could make that up in 2 years. But you can't get them out, and they'll always be there at that price. That's a really hard thing to deal with. Look at you have tenants at 1994, 99. 1977? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So those are a challenge.
Evict.
A friend that's been in Berkeley in his one apartment for 30 years. He's paying $800 a month on rent. And he could easily rent it for $4,000. And the owners said, I give him money to move. Aren't you interested in buying a house? But he won't move.
Why would he? He's paying 800 a month.
800.
Yeah.
In Berkeley.
No, I don't want to, I mean, be negative, but we got to look at all those things, right?
Yeah.
Saurabh, brother.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I may say, please stay there also. I'm going to just show you right there. I just asked perplexity, right? How can I evict a tenant in San Francisco? Evicting a tenant in San Francisco is a complex process that requires careful adherence to local laws and regulations. As a landlord, you must have a legally valid reason for eviction and follow strict procedures. Where are the steps in this? Valid reasons for this is just causes as defined by this non-payment of rent. If they pay you $695, no problem. Breach of the lease terms, owner move in. If owner wants to move in, then only you can evict them, right? But if there are other vacants, then they could say you could go there. Substantial rehabilitation of the property. If you're going to put a lot of money into it and everything, right? Alice Act evictions, removing the property from the rental market. Oh, okay. If you take it out from the rental market, which is not what we want, then serve proper notice. Reason of eviction, you must provide the tenant with a appropriate written notice, 3-day notice, paper this 60 to vacate. File an unlawful detainer lawsuit. Navigate the legal process and then seek legal counsel. Give the complexity of tenant laws. What are the steps involved in evicting process? How long does it typically take to evict a tenant? Again, I learned from you guys about this whole perplexity, right?
That's all for this episode of The Investor Impact. Stay tuned for the next episode and don't miss out on the opportunity to learn and grow alongside this powerful inner circle.